Garrett Crochet is going to be traded this year. The biggest question is just to what team and for who. With the Dodgers and Padres reportedly already making offers, there's a few teams that could realistically trade for Crochet this deadline or offseason. Starting with the Dodgers. Heading into the 2024 season, it really didn't seem like the Dodgers would need any more rotation help, as they had a rotation of Tyler Glasnow, newly signed Japanese ace Yoshi Yamamoto, and two sophomore starters in Gavin Stone and Bobby Miller, who had both put up good rookie numbers the year before. They also signed veteran James Paxton and re-signed Clayton Kershaw to one-year deals to help round out the back end of their rotation. Walker Buehler would be returning from Tommy John surgery early in the year, and Dustin May would be back midway through the year. However, things have not gone as planned for the Dodgers, with Buehler returning in early May, but just not seeing the same effectiveness as before, and he's returned to the IL with right hip inflammation. Tyler Glasnow, who has pitched well, is also currently on the IL, but with lower back tightness. And so is Yamamoto, who is on the 60-day IL, but with a strained rotator cuff. Dustin May has also suffered a different season-ending injury before even throwing a pitch this year, and Bobby Miller went from an ERA of 3.76 on 124 innings to an ERA of over 8 in only 29 innings this year. Needless to say, the Dodgers are looking for a little bit of rotational help, as right now they currently have a rotation of Gavin Stone, James Paxton, and not really sure who else. But Paxton also has an ERA of 4.38 right now, so really, if the playoffs were going to start tomorrow, the Dodgers would really only be going out there with pretty much Gavin Stone as their only viable option. Now, it is reported that Glasnow will be back after his 15-day stint on the IL is up, so it seems he will be more than ready by the time the playoffs roll around. But trading for a frontline arm is going to be a priority for the Dodgers. I see them pursuing Crochet heavily, and the reports are that the Dodgers have already made an offer for Crochet, but it was quickly rejected by the White Sox. We don't know who is in that package from the Dodgers, but for someone like Crochet, who still has 2 more years of arbitration control left after this year, it will not be cheap for any team to acquire him. But if any team has the prospects, the need, and the willingness to do so, it is the Dodgers. Another team who has shown a willingness to go all out for it is the Padres, as despite acquiring Dylan Cease and multiple other starters this offseason, they are still looking for more starting pitching help. Joe Musgrove has been dealing with elbow issues all year, including a bone spur, which has him currently eyeing a return sometime in August. Yu Darvish is also on the IL, dealing with right elbow inflammation himself, along with a left groin strain, and since the Padres can't really count on one or the other to be fully healthy for the playoffs, it does make sense for them to go ahead and go after another frontline starter just like Cease this deadline. Teams generally like to have as many frontline starting pitchers as possible. Duh. But especially so in the playoffs, as the way it works with all the rest days, generally it allows teams to only have to use 3 starters. So him and Cease would make for a really good 1-2 punch in the playoffs, along with hopefully one or both of Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove. If not, they will still have one of this offseason's acquisitions from the Yankees in Michael King. Which brings us to the team that Michael King was traded from, in the Yankees. Crochet would step into the second ace spot behind Garrett Cole, who has, stop me if you've heard this before already, been dealing with injuries this season. As of the time of this video, he is back on the mound, but with Marcus Stroman and Carlos Rodon struggling, that leaves a playoff rotation of Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, and Luis Gil, which is admittedly a solid playoff rotation. But Cole has only made 5 starts so far this season, so that's assuming he stays healthy and returns to form this year. Also, this is Luis Gil's first full season, and even though he's doing well for them so far, I'm sure the Yankees would feel much safer having a proven frontline guy for them in Garrett Crochet. We do have some more info about the Yankees in a potential Crochet deal, as Bob Nightingale has reported that Chicago is insisting on Yankees outfield prospect Spencer Jones as part of the return. A consensus top 100 prospect, Jones was the Yankees' first-round draft pick in the 2022 draft and had already reached Double-A by the end of the 2023 season. With the Yankees unwilling to give up Jones, it makes this deal less likely for them, and much more likely for a team like the Orioles, who also have an abundance of prospects to dangle in front of the White Sox face, and a need for a proven frontline starter for the playoffs to go behind their newly acquired ace in Corbin Burnes. Behind Burnes is Grayson Rodriguez, who is looking like a frontline starter himself in only his second big league season, but he is also only 24. And behind the 24-year-old Rodriguez would be the 34-year-old Albert Suarez, who has seen a renaissance year this year in Baltimore as he last pitched in the majors in 2017. As good as Suarez has been for them this year, I think that everyone can agree that the Orioles would rather send out a pitcher with a track record like Crochet to go along with Burnes and Rodriguez when the playoffs roll around. Bringing us to the final team of this video in the New York Mets. Off-season acquisitions Sean Manaea and Luis Severino have pitched well, but not as well as ace Kodai Senga, who has been out all season long with the strain in his right shoulder, but is rehabbing now and should return to the Mets very soon, leaving them with a solid top two in Kodai Senga and Sean Manaea, with Luis Severino another solid option, but certainly a step down from Kodai or Crochet, and not necessarily someone I think that the Mets would want to rely on when it comes to playoff time. But one thing is for certain, and that's that someone's gonna budge. Someone is gonna pay a ridiculous amount of prospects for Crochet. I mean, there's way too many teams who need a pitcher like him and far too many other options available. At only 25 years old, Crochet has pitched to a 3.02 ERA in 107 innings this year, with even stronger peripheral numbers. And he leads the majors with 150 strikeouts. Add in that he's still under cheap team control for 2 more seasons, and you can see why almost every team in baseball wants to trade for Crochet. But ultimately, only one team can acquire him, and it's going to be interesting to follow along and see just where he goes and what the return is. But that'll do it for today's video, guys. Be sure to comment down below about where you think Crochet will go, or maybe any other baseball trade rumors you guys want to talk about. But as always, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.